OutFront now, former NASA astronaut Mike Massimino. And Mike, I mean, this is all in the context of this, incredible moment we're having for space, exploration and technology, in part because of these private companies' involvement. So we're all going to be watching Richard Branson take off on Sunday morning. But the big question, of course, is how much risk do you think he's taking on?
Thanks for having me on, Erin. I think there, of course, is always some risk involved when you're talking about flying to space, even if it's just a suborbital flight like he'll be going on. But I think it's a pretty well-tested vehicle. They've had issues before, and it's been a long time them developing the spacecraft and getting it right. Successful test flights. So I think they're going to be as safe as can be. I'm not worried about them at all.
Which is good to hear. And I know you mentioned suborbital. That's one of the differences that obviously it would be with Bezos, who's going up soon. But you did mention they've had issues with this particular space plane model that Branson's using. In 2014, they did have a deadly crash with it. That crash was determined to be, related to pilot error. And Branson tells us he's not worried. He's very excited. In fact, he said, "I'm incredibly excited. I've spent 17 years trying not to get excited. Basically, until I got the call saying we've ticked every box, we're ready to go." I know you feel confident, but a lot is riding on this. Anything going wrong would have serious repercussions.
No, you're right. I mean, again, there's always some risk, Erin, so we can't be 100% sure that everything's going to go fine, but they're pretty close to that. As you mentioned, they did have that accident back in 2014. They thought they were going to start flying in this way, like they're going to be doing on Sunday, in 2015, about a year later. They had that accident. They lost one of their test pilots, and it's taken them another 7 years now to get to the point that they thought they were going to be a year after that accident. So it's about a 6-year delay, and I think they've worked out just about everything that they needed to, and they are ready to go. So, of course, you can't say without doubt everything's going to work perfectly, but I'm really confident, and obviously they are too. They want to be doing this.
So, you've been up there, as I said, multiple times in the space shuttle. You've done spacewalks. You've got Bezos going soon, to space, and Branson at suborbital obviously being key. But he loves the thrill of risk. I got some pictures, an amphibious car that Branson drove across the English Channel while he wore a tuxedo. He loves the theater of it, rappelling from a building while drinking champagne, driving a tank through Times Square, launching Virgin Cola. What's this experience going to be like for him?
Well, I think if he's a thrill seeker, he's in for a good ride. Personally, I'm not a thrill seeker. I'm not rappelling down a building unless the elevator is broken. I mean, I'll take the stairs. So I think he's more of a thrill seeker than I am, and maybe than most people are. But I think in this case, for him, it's going to be a very enjoyable ride, I would imagine, an experience that he hasn't had before and very few people have had. And I think it's going to be a pure enjoyment for him. So I think he's going to love it. The ultimate adventure for someone with this type of personality, for sure.
That's for sure. And of course, we are all watching and rooting for him, and of course Bezos as well, because these things are the frontier. Thank you.